after he goes in.
Cool. All right, so the room's open. Everybody can join as they like. Woohoo!
Yay.
And hopefully, I've got everybody can unmute themselves. So they should be able to unmute themselves whenever they want to. And I turned off the waiting room so they can join whenever they like. So yay, hopefully it all works. We shall see. So I like Beth's photo with her Survive 2020 mug. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't have that one. I should buy that one because yeah.
I have that one.
I have,
This year wasn't a jumbo mug, it was a regular mug.
I got a skinny one last year and a regular one this year. But the first year I got one of the giant ones, you know, for the con. And so now I have one of all three sizes. But well, this year's hasn't come, of course, but it'll get here eventually. And yeah, I was gonna say for 2020, I got a plastic snowflake that somebody made like on a 3D printer that the snowflake is comprised of it saying fuck 2020.
I almost got that one. I showed it to one of my clients and she did buy it for their Christmas tree.
And so I now
my client, I said, here, look at this. And just, oh, I love that. Where did you get it? And I showed her, oh, okay. Then she ordered it right away.
Yep. I went out on Etsy and perused all of the different versions and picked one that I liked. And I have a ficus bush that's a fake one that's like 6 feet tall that's in my living room, and I put fairy lights on it so I can have like I kind of treat it like a giant night light, and it's real pretty in the corner. And it's my 2020 snowflake is hanging on the ficus bush. I enjoy it all the time. And so I sometimes get random weird little ornament-y kind of things, and so I'll just put those in the tree too. So now it's got a collection of odd things in it. But it's fun. So Nancy's playing with her.
Yeah, I think I'll do pearls this time. I did smileys. I like the pearls.
So is that under filters or is that
yes.
under? Oh, let's see.
It's in the same place that backgrounds are.
It's well, virtual backgrounds, and then you go over one tab and then you get the filters. So apparently I can make myself look yellow or pink or something.
Yeah. You can change your color.
Yeah, I'm eating, so I have my video turned off.
That is okay. Oh, apparently I'm now in black and white. Okay, yay. So we could just all play with them here. Okay, there.
I like the beta feature where it smooths your facial features and get rid of all your blemishes.
Oh, I haven't done that one yet.
Are you kidding? That's I don't have a Zoom thing without it ever.
Really?
Okay,
Yeah.
that's kind of funny.
Brilliant.
Uh-oh. Who is now the cat? Nancy's a cat. Nancy's a dog. Okay. Wow, that's too bizarre.
Well,
my Zoom is work on my computer, so I don't have anything fun.
Whoa.
Terry's on TV.
okay, I'm a dog now.
You do a good job of making the lips move at the same time.
It does do a good job, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Where is that under the filters too?
Yeah, it's under avatar.
Oh, it's under the avatars. Oh, okay. Oh, I see.
Cow or
Could be a cow.
I'll have to play with that when I turn my video back on.
Okay, there it goes. All right, that's too funny. All right, so me and Ricky apparently picked the same cow at the same time. So that's
Okay. Let me be a beaver. That's a bit more Canadian.
I don't have any avatars. Mine says none for avatars.
Oh no, you must have like an older version of the software.
I don't know. It said that every time I launch it, it says that it's updating it. But
She's downplaying your software.
Okay, what are you guys doing?
I'm playing with avatars.
I'm bummed.
If somebody comes on that didn't see this, they're gonna go, what?
I know, where are the avatars?
When you go to change your background,
Yeah.
then there should be
I see avatars.
avatar.
Yeah, I see
And you can be
avatars.
a cat, dog. Oh, you can do a background with it?
Do you have to be logged in order to?
Yes.
I think the
Yeah, that's
avatars are
probably
going-
it.
Hi.
Because I thought when I logged in yesterday, when I was having that problem, because it's not like when I stop video, it's supposed to show that image that I set up yesterday and it's not doing it. So I
Weird.
thought I was logged in, but evidently I'm not.
How do you get the tag backgrounds?
Oh, you
Those
got
are
a virtual
exclusive.
background.
Yeah, we
Well,
make them for,
We made him Vera.
yeah,
Vera does
I don't know
the-
how we could, I don't know how we send them out. I don't know if we could or not.
That's okay. I just was curious.
Yeah, we made them. I mean, Vera does the logo, you know, the logo with the
The
Eos
tag con part of it, yeah.
TagCon part, and
Okay.
then she sends that to us as a JPEG, I think, and then you can put it on another background that we've. Yeah, I don't know. Just do it. Just make them.
I was just gonna say, it's really funny that the little bunny is blinking the same time I'm blinking. I
Well,
mean,
yeah.
it makes sense, but it's
If
hilarious.
I open my mouth real wide, it does too.
Well, yeah, it does open, they do kind of follow your mouth
They do.
and they
Have you seen
blink.
the video of the lawyer who's like, I'm not a cat. I don't know how to be not a cat. Have you seen that one?
Yes, I love that one.
That one's hilarious. Okay, so if you're the cat though, or one of the little avatars, it's harder for people to see when you're laughing your butt off. Okay, so
Maybe that's a good thing.
yeah, probably.
I've had a background before, but I don't even see where those things are anymore on mine.
Oops.
Excuse me. Well, when you go to when you open up the thing where it lets you do your backgrounds,
Yeah, the
when
stop.
going across, there's like little tabs that say one says virtual backgrounds and one says video filters, and then the next one over says avatars. So if you don't have the one that says avatars and beta by it, then you just don't have that version of the software yet.
I can't even find the backgrounds right now, so I must be on the wrong page or something.
I can't find him on my desktop because my desktop's really, really old.
Oh.
And it won't do the virtual
won't
backgrounds
update?
at all. The only thing
Oh.
I can do on my desktop is blur, but on my laptop, I have a lot more options.
My video card keeps crashing on my laptop. It's very frustrating. I can run Discord or Zoom, but not both at the same time.
I'm gonna leave and come
So
back. And see
is,
if we
are
log
the
in.
backgrounds on the screen like we can see right now, or is it on the white screen for Zoom when it first comes up?
I'm not sure I understand what you're asking.
Well, you know how we're looking at each other, kind of looking like a bunch of Brady Bunch kind of thing?
Right.
Is it on that screen on the bottom?
Oh, yes, yes. If you move your mouse around, it should be in the lower left-hand corner. There's a little button that says stop video, but there's a little like up arrow by it. If you click
Oh,
just
okay,
the
I
up
see it.
arrow, yeah.
Click the up arrow.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
And
I
then,
wondered what you're
yeah,
asking.
and then you can choose filter or background. I think both of them might have the avatar. Yep, they do.
Huh. Interesting.
And then there's something called beta,
That's the avatars.
That's the avatar.
avatars beta, I see.
So if you go under video set and you click video and video effects, it'll have touch up my appearance right next to where it has mirror. It's got a slidey bar. That's where it makes all the spots go away, ladies.
Where is that again?
It's under video and then backgrounds and effects, I think. And then, so I'm on my phone right now, so I lost it.
Touch up my appearance.
Yes, that one. That's it. Touch it, baby. Touch it up.
Huh.
Oh, wow.
I don't see that particular option.
It's not where the backgrounds are. It's over on the left under general.
Oh, okay.
I lost the beta when I left the meeting and logged in and came back in, and now I don't have hardly any of the same things that I used to. I had way more. Now I just have virtual backgrounds and video filters. I don't have the avatars and I don't have the beta anymore. That's weird. I thought I would get more logging in than less, but
I don't have that as an option under general.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm looking at it, and I didn't get the whole touch up my appearance thing. So maybe that's,
I
don't
just,
know.
it just updated this week, I think.
Oh.
Zoom did, and you know, I went, oh, well.
I mean, that's been around for almost a year, so
Well,
that's a
maybe
little
the
bit.
Canadians got it and we didn't.
No, I've got it. I haven't done too much with it, but I can see those options.
I'm wondering if maybe it's just what platform you're on, because I know sometimes there's a few options that are on a Windows computer that are not on a Mac. And I think Shelley, don't you have a Mac?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay.
I have Windows.
I do have touch up my appearance, looking under the video. I have mirror my video and touch up my appearance.
I only have,
And I also have adjust for low light, which might be nice
Yeah.
sometimes.
That's nice. That's a good thing to have on.
I don't have that either.
yep. I don't
Well,
have-
Well,
I'm
Terry
on
has
I'm
lots
on
of
an
stuff.
iPad and I can, when I sign in, I can change it there, but once I get into the meeting, it won't let me change it. It doesn't give me any of the selections.
Terry,
Right. Yeah.
Terry, click on video settings at the very bottom when you click on stop video, up arrow,
Okay, wait a second.
video settings, and then there's touch up my appearance.
Okay, hang on. Oh, I see. I accidentally just closed the window.
I need it all the way to the right.
So it's not, okay, so on the left-hand side, it's not under general, it's under video.
Oh, it's
on
under
this one.
video.
Okay, so, well, I mean,
It's
again,
under
with the
my
whole-
video, yeah.
it depends on what platform you're on and what version of the
Yeah.
software you're on and about 900 other things. And so,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see what happens if I touch mine up. Do I look better? I don't
I
look any.
do. I look much smoother. I like it. See, my hands still look old, but my face.
Oh,
looks-
there I am. Now I'm just weirdly smooth. Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, smooth.
There's
I didn't
one.
even know I had it on, and I didn't even know I had it on. So it must have been a default setting or something.
You can actually, with the beta version, you can like darken the tint on your eyebrows. add
Oh
a
my
mustache.
God.
It's
I gotta go get my tea. I'll be back.
So when you're in meetings, you really have no idea whether you're looking at the real person or looking at an
Right.
enhanced person, an enhanced version of the person.
I would say
Well,
that
you
most
know,
of my
it's-
meetings-
Unless they've decided to be an avatar.
Yeah, and I don't have that. I didn't have it before, and I went and logged in, and I still don't have it. So I
Now,
don't know
on
what happened.
on my work tablet, I don't have that option. They won't let us do that. They want to see our faces.
That's so
makes
interesting.
sense.
All meetings I have with anyone who's probably, I'm going to go with 30 and under, is automatically using a filter.
Gee,
Yeah, I
30
used-
and under, you wouldn't think they'd need a filter, right? It's just old people that need filters.
Yeah, really.
I used to have
Oh,
a
but you
bunch.
see, you know, when you're old, you reach a point where you just don't give a damn anymore.
That's very true. Yes, I am to the
I-
point.
I've said this before. I think I'm the oldest.
You know, I am what I am, and I'm not going to change for anybody.
Yep.
Well, and at a certain point, you can't. How I feel about it at 75.
Okay, so we'll be Festival of Lights background.
Yeah, I used to
Don't
have
tell
a bunch
anybody
of
it's Christmas
backgrounds, but at now I can't see any backgrounds on my choices. I know how
I
to
got
get
an
to it now.
emoji. And it went away.
I can get to the filters, but I can't get to the back. When I go to virtual backgrounds, I just have none and blur.
Huh.
And I
Well, you
used to have,
Yeah, that, you do lose them once in a while. I've lost mine before. And then,
How
Same here.
how do
And
you
then I
get
had to
them
come back.
back?
Yeah.
do you have
How
a
do you
little
get 'em
plus?
back?
Is
You
there a
should have
little
the plus
plus,
sign, the little plus sign.
little plus
that allows you
sign?
to upload them.
I don't even know how to get to the backgrounds.
Are you on a laptop?
Yeah.
Okay, you have a
go to the
choice. You can
Bottom
go
of your
down to
screen,
wherever it says stop video.
stop video.
There's a there should be like an up arrow, or if you go to your own picture, you've got mute and then 3 little dots.
Ah, okay, cool.
And if you click on the three little dots, it'll say mute my audio, stop video, blur my background, choose virtual, choose a
Oh.
video filter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've
I
got
like
all
that.
that, but I don't have the other background choices. I used to have like that space background and a beach background and
Yeah.
stuff like that, but those aren't there
So,
anymore.
so when you go in there, there's right above where the pictures should be of your backgrounds, is there a little plus sign on the
There-
right hand
There,
side?
there is a plus sign and then it
And if
says
you
add
you
image
hover-
or add video.
Right.
Yeah,
and
that's
if
how you bring them
click
back.
on it,
You
that'll
click
let
on
you
add video.
upload a background.
Huh,
That's how I put
I-
mine in.
I don't remember how I found those before.
Yeah. Well, you
It brings up
Yeah.
a whole bunch of files, but I can't tell what else it's got.
Yeah. You should
See,
have
some people are,
probably have downloads or photos or
oh,
something.
Beth Terry
as
is
one
on
of
with
those
her
files.
Survive mug.
Yes. I like that.
Now I wonder if I'm.
Oh, I found one.
Yeah, there you
Yay!
go. Yay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna use that, but I did find it.
No, but you
Okay.
can, you
Found
can
one
take
too.
your
Now
own
I see how,
photos.
now I see how to do it.
Yeah.
Right,
Now
okay.
little Arena is out in space.
Yeah,
Yay.
we're not gonna use this one.
Now.
Hey, these are great. You know, you'll always learn a little bit of something, and that otherwise, you know, you're going, what? I don't know how they do that. And it's like, well, we'll just figure it out.
Yep. We were doing a refresher course for ourselves for the convention the other night on Zoom, making sure we remembered how all the options worked and where did they move it since last year, because that
Yeah,
always happens too.
Everything changes.
And I was like, oh, I didn't realize it worked that way on a couple of things. And we're like, yay, we
Yeah.
helped each other and learn new stuff. So woohoo.
Yeah, now if I can just remember them for tomorrow,
Well, yeah, then there's that.
there's that. Yeah. There is that.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
Ricky found the one that Vera did, the coin in the background. Sarah found the
giant coin background.
EOS. The
Yeah,
EOS.
I made it out of the book cover.
Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah. Yep.
It's a little messy, but I was trying to do it quickly to see if I could make it work.
Right.
I'll tidy it up.
Is there a website that you can find other backgrounds?
I mean, if you have any of your own
Picture.
pictures on your computer, you can use your own pictures. You can save a picture from anywhere online, usually to your own computer, and then use it. But you have to be careful that you're not using a copyrighted
Somebody's
something.
copyrighted stuff.
If
yeah.
you Google
Oh, I see.
backgrounds, you'll find a ton of
Yeah,
stuff.
free ones, and you can
Yeah.
get free ones. Yeah.
You Google
Yeah.
what, Zoom backgrounds?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you can put free Zoom backgrounds too if you
Yeah,
want
free,
to
yeah,
make
backgrounds,
sure
free,
it's not
free, and then,
copyrighted.
yeah.
And yeah, and so then you get all kinds of stuff where, you know, like one of my coworkers, her background is a bookcase full of books, you know, and that looks really pretty and neat, but it's not real, it's fake. And then one of my bosses, actually it's like my manager's manager, she went into her office that she used to have at work
There you
and
go.
took a picture of the back of her office like she was sitting at her computer and used that for background. So now whenever you talk to her on Zoom, it always looks like she's sitting in her office, even though you know she's at home. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Also,
a good trick.
if you tend to be very messy, it's a great way to take a picture when everything looks nice, and then
Yeah. Put it
there
in
you
there you
go.
go.
Get it.
Yeah.
One of my friends
At
recorded a
least
video.
something.
He walks, his background is a video of him walking in, handing himself coffee. And then every once in a while, this is one of our pastors at our church.
Oh,
He goes around, occasionally he goes into other people's homes. He takes pictures of their living room, like, and just uses that as their background for meetings with them without them knowing about it, just to be like,
mess with them, huh?
my kitchen? Like, just mess with people.
Wait a minute, that looks familiar.
Are
Yeah.
you in my living room?
Yeah.
Freaky.
I was going to say, if it weren't for the fact that it was a pastor, that would seem really kind of stalker-y.
Right. No, it's this young, it's this young techie pastor, and we give him lots of leeway because, he's hip with the young folks, and they all think that's pretty nifty. But yeah, we did a lot of Zoom meetings with church. Goodness gracious, so many Zoom meetings, Zoom church, Zoom everything. Crazy.
I think a lot of churches started doing that when the pandemic started, and they weren't having live services anymore. They were doing Zoom services.
I was going to say, Lorena has now moved to the health system. I could see.
Yes. For some reason, the words about
over
the
there in
time.
the corner. Yeah, and I was like, well, your head was in the middle, blocking hell. But I saw Ishtar, and I was like, wait a second.
Where did you get that picture?
Yeah, trying to get it at. There's
Where did you find it? The photo?
So I actually have like a bunch of things like this saved on Pinterest.
Yes.
There's an account called sorry if I butcher her name, Elizabeth Logo.
Logo
Yeah, look at it.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
You'll see her on Sunday.
Awesome, because I have like a whole bunch of her, like, I don't know if it's her artwork or not.
It looked like
saved,
her.
but-
Yeah, it's her artwork. Yeah.
I have
Yeah,
she
it
did
is Liz's
artwork.
artwork. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's cool.
that's very cool.
So Liz lives in Greece.
And
so
she's
you
Aus- and
hear us
she's
talking
Aussie,
about,
but
the-
she lives in Greece.
yeah.
Oh, cool.
I talked to her earlier today and she said, well, have fun at the fan chats. I'll be sleeping.
Yes, it is very late at night for her.
She's
And-
actually from Australia too. So,
yeah, that's true.
but she lives
Yeah,
in
When Vera was putting out like a chapter a week or so on Wattpad for both Win and Survive.
Oh, those were stressful times.
Oh, yes. Well, I mean, every Friday we knew, that we were going to get something. And this was before Liz and I were actually connected through Facebook Messenger and anything else. So I would get awakened like at 3 a.m. and I'd check. Oh, okay. Liz sent me something on the forum, and it's goes, Nancy, wake up! There's a new chapter. Read. I want to talk about it. Wake up! So we used to tease each other about being psychically connected. It's not so much fun now because she can actually text me and say, Nancy, get up.
easier.
You're entangled, are you?
Yes, we're entangled.
I wanted to ask everyone, like, how did they first get like into this series? Like, where did you discover it?
It's a good question.
Who
For me, it
wants
was
to go
Wattpad.
first?
Yeah, who wants to start?
It was a free book.
Yep.
And I read Qualify, and then I'm like, ooh, this is pretty good. Let's see about the next one. And the next one came out, and they go, oh, the next one's not out yet. Okay, well, and then, oh, we can start reading chapters on Wattpad. And then
The forum and the
forum.
started.
And then the forum.
The forum started when she was writing Win. And the day Win was released, I had to wait a while before I could read it. Because it was released on a very sad day for me. And
Nancy, aren't you a beta reader? Aren't you one of
yes,
the beta
I
readers?
am.
Yeah.
But I didn't start being a beta until Survive.
Mm.
So I read Survive and Ace in Black, Blue and Ace in Black and the Tag Companion. In fact, the Tag Companion is dedicated to me.
Yeah.
I know.
What about you, Lorena? What made you start to read them?
Who?
Who were you talking
Yeah,
to?
sorry. It glitched for a second. I was just obsessed with Wattpad in like my younger teen years, and I just came across like Qualify and was obsessed like that second. And then I tried to read Compete, and then I think I got like 4-5 chapters in, and she's like, if you want the rest, you got to buy it. And I was like, I need it. And so I just bought only Win was out to Win when I bought them. And yeah, just that's how I began my journey.
I almost didn't buy the second one because I was like, nope, I'm gonna wait till she's done writing them all. I don't want another George Martin. Before I get cut off in the
Oh, yes.
Oh.
And we're still waiting for the end of that.
9 years later.
I don't
Yeah.
think I don't think it'll ever happen.
No, it's like Patrick Rothfuss, right? With his Name of the Wind stuff. If you ever read any of that,
Oh,
I don't think it's
yes.
ever gonna come out.
We had to wait and wait and wait and wait for the next one. It was a long time.
And it hasn't come. The next one hasn't come. There's some emotional trauma done because the story is incomplete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I meant even between the first and the second one, there was, or
Yeah.
maybe it was the second and the third one, there was a long wait.
Yeah. So thankfully Vera is not like that. She's incredibly, the neat thing about Vera from a fan standpoint is she's incredibly responsive. You can ask her questions on Facebook and she will answer them. As when she
She
gets
writes
the
like
time,
Stephen
she's
King.
extremely responsive and
Mhm.
just unbelievably kind. And she's really adorable too as a person, you know, and I'm really looking forward to meeting her in person someday, but
Someday, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
I actually read the Cobweb Bride series before I read Tag. Yeah, most
Really?
people go in the other direction, but for some reason I had picked up the first book and I really enjoyed it. And I know some people don't like it much, but I really enjoyed it. And so when I finished that series, I was like, I got to find some other books by this author. And that was how I came upon Qualifying.
Very interesting.
Wow. I
I
found the
started with a
Cobweb Bride
free
so
book
strange.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wound up.
Vera's
sorry.
TikTok videos are a crack up.
Oh,
They're so cool.
cracks me up doing
That's-
those.
I
Yeah.
could never do those. I could never make myself do one of those ever. I don't even want to. So
Oh,
She seems to have a great sense of humor about it. I love it.
Mhm.
Haven't you been TikToked by any small relatives? Ugh, I have.
What?
No.
Been TikToked, where they tell you, look, here's you on TikTok.
God,
Thank you.
no, thank
Oh.
God. I keep getting things from TikTok and I just delete them. I
Oh.
just don't want to be, the only reason I'm even on it is just so I can see Vera's TikToks to support her. And that's the only reason I even would look at a TikTok. I just don't want to. Ugh, I don't know what it is.
Honestly,
They
my
post-
book buying addiction has gotten so bad from TikTok because there's like a side of TikTok called Book Talk, and it's just people recommending all different series. And yeah, that's why my book pile's massive.
Probably do that too.
I subscribe to a thing called Free Booksy, which gives you this list of books that are free every day. Now, you know,
Yeah.
you might see the same title every, 5 or 6 months, and because I'll go, oh, that sounds interesting, and then I'll go to buy it, and it goes, you already have this.
Already have
Okay,
it,
well,
yeah.
at least I still think it's interesting. I haven't read it yet, obviously, but
Haven't read it yet, but
at least yeah. So I have, thank God, they're all on Kindle because otherwise my
Yeah.
house is full of books. Yeah. I was
Yeah.
gonna say I've probably got the weirdest meeting Vera story because she was at Dragon Con a few years ago, and I don't even remember how many it was now, 5, 6, something like that. And
It was before Win came out.
yeah.
It was, I think.
And my friend Heather already knew about Vera and had been reading her books and everything. And Heather wanted so bad to go to Dragon Con, but she couldn't. And I can't remember why now. So she knew I was going, and she said, can you go to all of Vera's panels and like record them so I can see, basically live the convention vicariously. And I said, well, I'll go and ask her. I can't promise anything, but let me go ask. And so I had done that. And then Vera said, yeah, sure. So I was like sitting in the front row, like videoing the whole thing. So my
Yeah,
friend-
with her, you were doing like a FaceTime with her, and then I was doing Periscope
yes,
Uh-huh.
with
To live
everybody
stream
else
it.
that
You were
wanted
live
to,
streaming
and it was, and then to send her the videos, we had to go through all kinds of weird
oh yeah,
stuff.
it was like weird gymnastics.
I had to end up doing a back door to her website.
Yeah.
yeah.
And,
So I met Vera before I'd ever read any of her books. Well, okay, at least this time. Once I had been talking to her about that Atlanta Nights book, I'm 90% sure I actually met her a whole bunch of years ago when that book came out, because I remember getting a copy of the book and getting all my friends that were authors in it to sign. And there were some other people that were there, and we talked about it. She was actually there. So I think I met her a long time ago, but then just didn't remember it.
And in fact, at Dragon Con, the funniest thing I will say, when because Vera called me, you know, when she got in her hotel, and Shelley and I went, and we were sharing a hotel room. And Vera sent me, you know, called me, said, I'm here. I said, okay, well, we'll be over. And we got there, and she's in the lobby at the Hilton.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you know, we knew who she was, and we're wearing, you know, tag related t-shirts, so she'd know who we were. And the first words out of her mouth were, "You're real." And then gave me you're real.
Yep. So I had also brought all of Heather's paper copies of all of the books by then. I think there was like, yeah, you're right. The third one had just come out. So I had this duffel bag full of really heavy ass books that I took to get signed. And I was like, I hope Heather appreciates this, because these are heavy. So I got to, you know, and then I had to ask her how to pronounce her name, because I didn't know how to say her last name. And so, yeah, yay, because I was mispronouncing.
I mean, and that was fun, because then Shelley
And I met you guys, and in real life,
then
yeah.
I mean, we kind of hung out, and then we called Liz on Facebook Messenger.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
From her hotel room, from Vera's hotel room, and so Liz got to be there vicariously.
Oh, cool.
I wanted so bad to be able to go to that convention, but I just couldn't swing it. There was other stuff going on in my life that time, and I couldn't leave, so.
Yeah, I was sad because she said she was going to Las Vegas for a conference. And
Yes,
like,
I was hoping to go there, because I live I'm in Arizona, and so
right. Yeah, I think
I'm about 4.5 hours away from Las Vegas, and I was
And then COVID hit. And
yeah, because I'm in Tucson, so.
Well, I think she's still planning to come to Necro, isn't she, Teri?
Yes, she is our guest of honor this year. So yay!
Florida, but that's in Florida, right?
Yes, it's in Tampa, Florida in September. And yeah, so our convention's shrunk, like many things, shrunk over the years, and so it's probably only about 400 or 500 people. But you know, yeah, she's gonna be our guest of honor. So
That's actually a nice size. It's not
yeah,
not
that
like
actually is a nice
100,000
size.
that you
I didn't realize there are 3 of us on here from Arizona right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Who else is from Arizona besides
no, I am,
Kerry? Right.
yeah,
Very
Oh, it's Kathleen too?
Kathleen, yeah.
Kathleen and I and Sarah, yeah, we're all from Arizona.
Well, so we'll do better with the transition if we
It's
get to
earlier here.
Yes,
Yes, you guys have the benefit of it not feeling so late.
Until tomorrow
right
morning
now, yes, but until tomorrow, when it's 6 a.m. when it starts up, and
or Sunday at 5
I
a.m.
know, but you know,
well, yeah, that's right. Sunday is the early.
well, not really, because Sunday morning, 8 a.m. is the author reading, and that's already pre-recorded.
I know, but that's like 5 a.m. for me. So I'm like,
Right.
sorry, I'm gonna
But
watch
the
that.
nice thing about it being pre-recorded is you can watch it
Yes.
anytime.
I actually started watching it, but I ran out of time today. So
I actually did watch, if it's her reading the Mount
Yes.
Dragon. I read.
That's already available. That's
Yeah,
already
it's
available.
already available.
Where do you get, is the link to that on Discord?
Go to 8 a.m. author reading on Sunday
Yeah,
on Discord.
Yeah, and it's currently available. So
you can read, you could listen to it.
Any
reads.
YouTube, once we post it, it's available to be read. It's available to be viewed.
Heard. I mean,
This one is
basically-
available now. I'm happy to not try to get up at 5 to do.
Well, you don't
Actually,
have
I'll
to.
be up, but I'll be doing other things.
Yeah, you can watch
I
it.
will not be up. I will not be up at 5
No, I
unless
won't.
something
I
unexpected
probably-
happens.
I will be up at 8 when it would be on here, or 7.
7.
whatever. Yeah, 7, but I won't be watching it.
No, I'll be getting ready for 8 to help Liz with art.
So is anybody able to do this on an iPhone when you're not on Wi-Fi?
Yes,
So
I've
if you
done
have
stuff on my
Discord and Zoom on the phone, you could do it just on when you're not on Wi-Fi, correct?
yes,
It's a
yes.
stupid
It's,
question, but
it's a
I'm
lot,
just asking.
it's a lot slower.
Not a stupid-
Discord does grab a lot of bandwidth or data.
But
But
if you have
it's-
an unlimited plan, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No, but I mean,
I
talking
still-
about, you might cut in and out a lot.
Oh, okay.
I started
So
watching
if
it on
you-
my phone earlier today and I didn't have any problems at all. It was,
Were you on Wi-Fi though? Were you at your
yeah, I
house?
was, because I was home. So yeah, I probably was on my Wi-Fi for.
Because I have a plan for the morning. I'm hoping I can make it work.
Okay, so I was curious about what time it was where Lorena is. And so you said you're in Brisbane, right?
Yeah, that's me.
I thought that was the west coast of Australia.
No, we're east.
Oh, the east coast. What's over on the west coast?
That's Western Australia, so Perth.
Perth. Okay, that's what, because I was like looking on my phone and it goes, it's the same time in Brisbane and Melbourne. What?
Yeah.
I got Melbourne on here. So I was like, okay, so yeah. So you're 14 hours ahead of me. So yeah, it's 1:30 in the afternoon for you. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we're all kind of going,
And the reason that Liz is asleep because it's roughly
That's
6:30.
why there are
in
3
Liz.
people from Arizona, because
Yeah.
it's only 8:30 here.
But
Yeah,
those of
right.
us in Arizona, it's early
And then-
for us still.
Lorena,
So
And then me, who never goes to bed before 2 o'clock in the morning anyway, so I'm
Yeah.
good. But yeah.
Alex? You did
Lorena,
it.
what, is it Saturday there?
Yep, it's Saturday here. And so all like the Saturday and Sunday streams, I'll just have to
Just
watch on
ready for
YouTube
something.
because your Sunday session is my like Monday, I think like like midnight, I think.
Yeah.
Kind of
Well, that's why
confusing.
we
to
try
figure
not
out.
to go too late on Sunday because we know you're so many hours ahead of us.
Yeah.
But I can watch the YouTube videos later. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have on my clock on my phone where it's like I don't know. Yeah, you can kind of see that.
Yeah.
I have a whole bunch of places because either I visited or I know people there or I work with them. So if I need to like I work with a whole bunch of people that are in Mumbai. So if I need to see what time it is, it's like are they still asleep? Okay, maybe we'll wait and call them. Yeah.
I have that on my phone, except I don't have as many. I think I have Athens for Liz.
Yeah, I have Athens.
Did you hear Mr. Grumpy over here growling?
Uh-oh.
Well, my great nephew came to the door, and Alex, and Alex is my nephew, and Asen went out, and then I guess Alex got too close to my door, and Asen was outside my bedroom, and all of a sudden I hear this growling, so I had to open the door so he could come back in. Thank you. Yeah, I like this.
Oh,
At least your dog doesn't shake the rafters when he barks. I had to put,
But he is one of, right now I have 9 dogs in the house.
Wow.
9, that's 2 more than you had the last time I heard.
Well,
about
I got 2 more people, remember? And each of those people had a dog.
I was gonna say, is there a requirement that each person comes with a dog? I'm sorry, you can't come in the house. You don't have a dog.
Well, I mean,
Bursting at the seams.
Julie came and she has Xena, which is kind of a mutt, but it's a female. I've only got 2 females. The rest are all males. And then Morgan stays, sometimes that's Julie's older sister. And she has a pit bull puppy that's about 6 months old. His name is Mac.
That's a lot of dogs.
Yeah, I had my son and his family living here for about 5 months last year, and they had 2 dogs with them. And I just have 1, but it was a disaster. It was, I mean, there were dogs hurt and everything else. I would never do that again.
Well, see, the two of the kids, and they each have a dog. They stay in the basement and I never see those dogs.
Yeah,
In
well, I
fact-
have a small house. There was no way to.
And in fact,
I see.
one of them, she is so funny. Nala, and they've got two pits. And Nala, she's a pit bull. She's I think she's 5, maybe 6, because Asen's 3. And she's not allowed to come upstairs. And we have a side door that, you can either go downstairs or go up a few stairs to, come to the main house. And she can be at the bottom of the steps and I come in and she'll watch me. And if my great nephew's not down there, if I say, you can come up, Nala, and she'll come up the steps, give me lick me, let me pet her, and then she'll go running back down the steps and stay at the bottom and she doesn't come up.
Well, you have a good setup for that. I don't. It was not a good situation.
The rest of the dogs are, they're in bedrooms, but we've got big dogs and little dogs. I've got a husky that's 12.
Sound like
Uh,
a Dr. Seuss book. Big dogs,
Huh.
little dogs.
Yeah, that would make a good kids.
Yeah, big dogs, little dogs in between. We've got 3 pit bulls, a mutt, German Shepherd, Husky, Chihuahua, full-blooded Chihuahua, and then Asen, who's the Chihuahua's puppy, and Asen's brother, Tyga. And Asen and Tyga look absolutely nothing alike.
Wow.
But same litter.
The
Same
worst,
litter.
and my daughter, when she wants me to watch her police dog, it sheds like 5 kittens every time it's here.
Well, that's Aldo right now. Unfortunately, I'd set him up for a grooming appointment. And when I went to check his paperwork, I was behind on his rabies shot. So I've got an appointment with him next week to get his rabies shot so that I can get him groomed because I've got hair all over the house because he's a husky.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have the full blown treatment, the Furminator.
What the heck is a Furminator?
Furminator is a brand
So
of
special
shampoo
dog
and
comb, yeah.
tools that actually get rid of the excess hair.
Oh, like blowing out their undercoat kind of thing?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it helps
Or
them.
comb it
shed
out.
out.
You can comb it out too.
And I mean, they've got a whole line of, grooming tools. I found out that the inventor was from St. Louis. In fact, his house was recently on the market for like $3 million.
Wow.
So I guess
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
the invention.
it was mansion type,
A
and
very
it had,
successful line of tools, huh?
he had a large
Not
kennel,
on our
for animals. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, there's, that's why I wanted to get him groomed so that I could get rid of all this. I mean, my house is full of fur. Even Asen needs to, but Asen loves to be brushed and combed.
Yeah.
All I have to do is hold up the brush or the comb,
Hmm.
and he is right there on my lap, ready for me to take care of him.
That's really nice. My dogs do not my one dog doesn't even want to be touched hardly by anybody, but the other one, she always thinks that the brushes or combs are toys. And so she spends all her time trying to eat them while you're trying to brush her.
Trying to trim his nails is another question.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think the nice part about having a Doberman is you can just take them in the shower with you. Just
Well,
not
it's kind of
down
funny
in-
because Asen will follow me into the bathroom when I take a shower, and he will put his paws up on the bathtub and watch me, but he won't get in the water.
Oh, great.
But
yeah,
you
that's
know,
why the shower smells nice.
he'll watch, but he doesn't. Because I
What's
can't.
The nice thing is that they don't judge.
No, they, You know, okay, that's mommy. I don't care. You know, I'm just gonna watch. And no, I don't want to get my bath too.
I think I need to use my compelling voice for the baths.
Yeah.
It worked.
If you figure out the trick, you'll have to share it with all of us. One of my dogs encountered a skunk not so very many weeks ago.
Oh,
And so that was fun, but I wound up having to wash her outside because I didn't want her in the
Better than
house. It's
inside.
like, no way.
Did somebody give you good advice on what to wash the dog with?
Yes, and it actually worked really well.
Yeah,
So-
the Massingale feminine hygiene product
Really?
does the trick. Yeah, the douche.
This was kind of in the middle of the night, so I had to just wing it, but I went and looked, I just went and looked online really quick and I found, and I don't even remember what it was, but it was baking soda and I think it wasn't rubbing alcohol, but hydrogen peroxide and baking soda and one other ingredient that I can't remember, but it
Well,
worked
I
really
know,
well.
I know they used to say tomato sauce or tomato.
Yeah, that's what I
That
did.
doesn't work. That's a myth. That doesn't really
Just
work.
like on TV when people do this with the stuff under their nose when there's a dead body.
yeah,
No,
doesn't
no,
work.
and it just smells like methanol and dead body.
The idea is that it's supposed to smell like something besides the dead body. Yeah, you're still smelling the dead body, but yeah.
Menthol and dead body, yeah.
I had a cat years ago that had gotten out and had an inopportune meeting with a skunk as well. And then when she got back in the house and she's hiding under the bed and smelling up the bedroom because it smelled like skunk. And I'm trying to get her out. And then finally I get her in the bathtub, but I did the tomato soup thing because like this was the 80s. So there was no internet to consult. And I'd always heard tomato soup and she was just really not happy. But then once she figured out that I was trying to unsmell her, she was just like, yeah, all right, I'll let you. She's like, I don't want to be with me right now either. So I'm okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the Massingale thing doesn't dry their skin out as much as the one with the hydrogen peroxide and this baking soda does work. But if you've got a really furry dog, you're going to be vacuuming, you're going to be filling up your Dyson twice a day. I mean, if you have a
Worked really well
Chihuahua,
for me.
you need
She-
like 2 or
she-
3.
Yeah.
If you have a big dog, like the last one of my dogs that got skunked was a 80-pound Doberman, and it took like 8 of them.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah. And the lady, you could see the lady at the CVS looking at me like, what are you planning to do?
Why are you buying so many of these?
Well, I did, when the last time I was at PetSmart, I did see an actual shampoo for skunks.
Oh, yeah.
Yep,
I'm sure
we have it. We use it on our cats. They get skunked all the time.
Oh.
Maybe at least twice a year.
Oh, wow.
I thought about buying some of that the next time I was out because then I would have everything in the house. I didn't have quite everything that I needed, but it was, it was close to midnight and I thought, well, I got to do something. So I just used that and it actually worked really well. She came in and she brushed up against the back of a recliner that we have. And so that was actually harder to de-smell than she was.
Yeah.
So Febreze didn't work.
Febreze actually, I did wind up using Febreze, and it did help because it does cover up and get rid of some of the odors, but I had to do some other stuff to actually get it out of the fabric as well.
Vodka's good for
What I think is worse is when they fart. And most of them have really stinky farts.
But that's usually temporary. Skunks
Yeah,
stays
that
around
goes
a
away.
long
Skunks
time.
are really bad. Skunks are really bad.
I kind of forgot they existed. Like I only ever see them in movies.
Oh, skunks?
You don't have
Yeah.
skunks in Australia?
You think more Pepe Le Pew?
You probably don't even have them in Australia.
No,
You
we
really
don't. have skunks.
No,
Nope.
why would you? Yeah.
No, but they have so many venomous snakes.
Yes,
Yeah, we got
there are
them.
many
Every
worse
other
things
horrible
than
thing there
skunks.
could possibly be.
You have to balance it out. Do you want the most venomous snake in the world, which they got,
Insect or the
or do you
spider.
want skunk?
I think
Yeah.
we got the top 6.
Yeah. And then
you
the
do.
horrible things in the water. Somebody was telling me about these, I don't even remember what it's called.
It was Liz, and I think it was
Yeah,
Blue
that
Bones or
long
something.
tender,
Yes.
like 30
Man
meters.
of war. It's a
Man
man
of
of war
war.
jellyfish.
Man of War.
No, it had a different name, and they weren't
Yeah.
jellyfish.
Oh, not a
Liz was
jellyfish.
telling us about it.
Yeah, but it has it has really long.
Like an eel, sort of like an eel.
It's
No.
more like a jellyfish, but it's got really long tendrils, and then at the very end of the tendril, like 30 meters long, there's a stinger. And if you get caught up in the tendrils, then that stinger gets close and then it stings you and it's very painful, like a wasp or something like that.
I mean, I'm not exactly sure what that one is, but as long as I'm not getting touched by box jellyfish, I'm all good.
Yeah,
They're the ones that
he was
kill
talking
you
about
badly, but are on
jellyfish.
like every beach.
Yeah.
There were two raccoons in my yard in between sessions here tonight when
Oh,
I
yeah.
took my dog.
I came out my I think it was last year, but I came out my front door to go get my mail late at night, and there was a raccoon near my front door, and he's just like, I mean, I swear to God, if he could have stood like Rocket from Guardians of the Galaxy, like,
Yeah,
and I'm like, excuse me, I want to go to the mailbox, because I didn't want him to like run the same way I was going to run and maybe trip over him. So I was trying to get, and we were on a standoff because he was just like,
yeah,
and
there's no fear.
yeah, exactly, none.
I had a manager
They
one time when I worked in one of our buildings. And she had, helped a client go outside to take out their trash, and there was a raccoon in the big dumpster. I mean, she comes running in, and she was African American, and she's white as a ghost.
Oh, God.
We're going, I said, Gertie, what happened? She's, there's something out there. And I went, okay, well, what is it? I don't know. It's some kind of animal. Okay. So I gotta, I'm the scout leader. So, I go outside. I said, Gertie, it's just a raccoon. It's not going to hurt you.
Did she never reach where the red fern grows?
Who knows? This woman was just, so, I mean, so if it got after dark, we were not allowed to take out trash for our individuals because she didn't want us to get bit by the raccoon. I went out anyway. I'm going, I don't care. You just have to watch what you're doing. And she would go out to her car in the parking lot, and she had a flashlight, shining it all over, making sure. I said, just
Raccoons can carry rabies too. I don't think it's real common, but you could be scared of them if they
all animals
towards you
have
instead of
rabies,
away.
So can
but
people-
most of
Yeah,
the
but
time,
some have them more often than others.
yeah,
Actually, there's a couple, opossums never get rabies.
Yeah, I
right.
think that's like the only one, isn't it?
Because
Yeah, I think
they're
so.
horrible already to begin with.
I think armadillos don't get it either.
No, opossums are really good animals to have around because they eat they are good to have around.
Giant rats.
Because they eat the bad stuff.
They do.
They're so
don't like-
aggressive though. Our
They
possums
eat
are like
insects.
not pleasant. They're not
No.
cute. They're aggressive. They're worse than the raccoons.
That
And
sounds
they
like
eat-
armadillos from what I've encountered.
Because I can remember at Boy Scout camp and Cub Scout camp, especially Cub Scout camp, you put all your stuff away, and you had to make sure that you had like straps around your coolers because the raccoons were really smart.
They are smart.
Well, especially at a Cub Scout camp,
Oh,
the
yeah.
kids are-
They're like smorgasbord. Yay!
we had a Boy Scout, okay, and we told him no food in the tent. Well, he ate a candy bar and he went to bed, and he had chocolate all over his mouth.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Okay, so he woke up and there is a raccoon licking his face.
Oh, no.
And he's starting to scream. We're going, okay, well, didn't we tell you not to eat in your tent? Well, I didn't eat in the tent, but on before you go to bed, you have to wash your face and hands.
And that's one of those cases where you have to wonder, like, who was more scared, the kid or the raccoon? Because, he got his snack interrupted.
But I remember one year, I can't remember which one of the boys I was with. And we were at Weeblo camp, which is like they're like 9, 10 years old. And this other, group was camped right next to us. And I told them, you need to, put your stuff away. Oh no. So about midnight, there's this crash. They'd left a loaf of bread on the table.
Are they begging
I,
for a bear?
I looked out my tent, and it's those canvas tents that don't lock.
Yeah.
And I kind of looked at, oh, okay, and I've got mine wide open. Look out, oh, okay. Then went back to sleep. The next morning, the other there was just a couple of dads, and they're going, something happened. I said, yeah, the raccoon got. I said, you didn't put your bread away like we suggested you do. Oh well, what happened? Raccoon got it. I mean, that raccoon was like this big. It was big as a cat, a large cat, almost a Kempton size
They're
cat.
bigger than cats. They're like they're big.
They're usually bigger than cats, yeah.
Yeah, they're
It's
big.
The ones in my yard are bigger than a cat.
Oh yeah, they're bigger. They're big.
I wonder what size
Like
they are
this
in
big.
Atlantis.
They were about this big.
Yeah, they're about the size of a pit bull in terms of, they're big.
Yeah, I
They're,
bet they're 30 pounds.
they're at least 30 pounds. Yeah, a
Yeah.
full grown one. Now, I mean, I've seen a lot of. One night I looked out the back. I live in a condo, but there's a DNR, Department of Natural Resources, woods behind the building, so it's natural. And there was and we feed the birds, we feed the birds, right? There's a family of raccoons. There were 7 raccoons out there. 5 of them were half grown and 2 adults. And yeah, geez, and they go in they went in a row. Everywhere they went in a row. It was really.
Well, in my house, there's no way that any kind of animal is going to
Make
be
it,
anywhere near my yard.
unless it's a dog.
Too many dogs.
Yeah, we've just got the issues of crows and magpies stealing everything you leave outside. We don't, that's kind of our only issue.
I have
I live
chickens
near a
right now again.
school.
I have a dog that I have to keep food, I had something, and I had with those Sargento cheese and cracker snacks. And I thought I'd had it high enough, but apparently when the boys moved something, it got lower, and I found it yesterday in Asen's bed, and all the cheese was gone. He bit into it, opened it, ate all the cheese, and left the crackers.
Well, of course, 'cause, cheese.
He loves cheese.
We have an excessive amount of pets. We have a dog and 2 cats and guinea pig and fish and 11 chickens.
Me
The
and
chickens are
chickens.
outside though.
Okay, good. I'm glad they're outside now.
And
Yeah,
nobody's.
then we just put them out about a week and a half ago for Mother's Day. They were inside the living room for many, many months as they grew up from baby chicks.
Oh, they got
to
bigger.
Teenage chicks,
Big enough.
and they got smelly. And
I hope they're in a secure enough place that a coyote isn't gonna get them, or a fox.
if a coyote or a fox was determined enough, yeah, they could absolutely get into it. But we're a little bit like, we're not in the country, we're in the city,
Yeah.
so it's still
Might
possible.
be
We still do get coyotes and foxes occasionally in here. I'm more actually, the raccoons are more aggressive to the chicken.
And raccoons. I don't know if they'd
Yeah.
eat a chicken though. I don't know. And they eat anything.
Yeah, so I mean, it's certainly possible, but there's only so much
You
I'm
can.
willing to invest.
I'm curious why you have the chickens. Are they for food? Are you you wanted them to lay eggs? You want them to grow up to be dinner, or all of the above?
Both.
Yeah. So we get them when they're chicks because we do photo shoots with them for the kids in our church and in our neighborhood. And we offer that as a free service. And then I ended up with a bunch of chickens. So so I just kind of got into it. I've been wanting to do it for a while. And so yeah, so we have chickens that lay eggs. They're good to go. And then we have these baby chicks that are kind of teenage chicks now.
and they'll grow up. And if they're boys, we'll eat them. And if they're girls and they're good layers, we won't eat them, but we'll see.
But if they're not a good layer, they might end up being chicken soup.
Yeah, right now we get 4 eggs a day and our eggs are nice and blue. So it's good. I want my kids to learn about animal husbandry and what it means to care for livestock. I don't want them learning about basic animal agriculture from a source other than me. Really? Well, I mean, we're not on a farm, so this is as close as we can get. And lots of studies show really good outcomes for kids being exposed to farm pathogens in general, right? Like it's good for kids to be exposed to that type of stuff. So
Yeah, that way you don't wind up with kids that grow up to say stupid things like, why would you hunt for food? You just get it at the grocery store.
yeah, you know, I had a friend in college who couldn't handle holding raw meat. And I was like, okay.
It took me a while to want to touch chicken. I was an adult before I think I wanted to touch raw chicken. It's just something about poultry.
When I
Yeah.
was a kid, we lived kind of out in the almost country. Everybody had like an acre and a half kind of plot. And we raised calf until he got big enough to be, the freezer food, basically, And we did it several times, and my parents were always they sat us down at the beginning of it and said, this is what we're going to do, and nothing you can say to us when it's time for it to go off to the butchers is going to change it. So just so you know, this is what's going to happen. Now, if you want to name it and you want to, help us feed it, we would like that and all, but if you fall in love with it, it's still going off to the butchers when it gets old enough. So we were totally okay with that because we had it explained to us up front. There was none of this, well, it went off to live in the country with grandma kind of nonsense. And then one of our neighbors had chickens. So I would sometimes go to help get the eggs. And I'd gone out there one day and I came back with 6 eggs. And they said, wait a second, how many did you get ones from this chicken over here? And I was like, well, you said go get all of them. And yeah. And she didn't peck you? Nope. They're like, she never lets anybody get their eggs. So apparently I was like the chicken whisperer or something at the time. So, I didn't know any better. So I just was, nice and polite to all the hens that were out there, gathered up all the eggs, and she let me because apparently she didn't let anybody else do that. And she was really picky about it.
Yeah, they could be mean. Our chickens that we have right now are not friendly. They're brute, they're industrial raised. So we have them as adults, so they're not friendly. So we just they lay their eggs in a thing, and we just open the lid and grab your hand in real quick. But they're neat because they're blue. They're a nice blue egg. It's kind of pretty.
I've never seen blue ones. That's different. So are they the same size eggs like what you get at the grocery store and just blue shells instead of tan? Yeah. Sometimes they're double yolkers, and there's a real variety. Sometimes they're this big and sometimes they're this big.
Okay.
So, Shelly, I don't have anything from you yet.
I sent it 10-15 minutes ago.
Okay. I'll keep watching for that.
And I just replied to your email, so.
Okay, maybe it's my internet then. I'll give it another few minutes. Hopefully it'll come through.
I'll
I realized I don't have the red.
Make sure it got sent.
Okay, I'll watch for it. Thank you.
Yeah, it did get, it should just say red quiz, and I did send it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
I don't think resending it would help.
No. It'll take a minute then. It just takes a minute. I'm
Sorry,
so
guys.
far north.
A little business. Make sure we have everything ready for tomorrow.
The snow kind of slows things down.
Yeah.
So answer me this, US folks. Are you hearing about this monkeypox business?
I
Yeah,
just heard
in the
about
news?
that today, but all I heard was that phrase and I didn't go to do any more searching than that. So I'm
I
pretty
mean, I
ignorant
heard
about
there's
it.
just one case in the US, but Britain has quite a few. And I heard the guy had been in Canada.
Yeah, Quebec has like 20.
Yeah, and I think
Cases of
this
it.
guy was from out east somewhere, and he
It's
must
like-
have been up in
Like
Quebec.
smallpox, basically. It's a derivation of smallpox.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
I don't know if it's as bad or not as.
Is it
smallpox.
deadly?
I don't think so. From what I read, 1% mortality rate, so not particularly, but it doesn't sound very pleasant. And
No.
your smallpox vaccine does not protect you from it. Is the other big thing. Pretty
Well,
contagious.
smallpox vaccine by itself makes you sick, so. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm all for vaccines, but that one I think is a scary vaccine.
Which one, the smallpox one?
Yeah,
Okay, so how
Didn't
many?
we all have the smallpox? I had smallpox vaccine when
I
I
was
was.
gonna
little.
say,
Smallpox vaccine when I
And
was a
many
kid, yeah.
boosters, and many boosters.
I was gonna say, I bet the two people, that Lorena and Ricky and Anastasia have not had it. I'm
No.
guessing they're too
What's
young.
this? Sorry.
Smallpox.
Is that the one in the arm with the
I think anybody after 1980, probably not.
Yeah.
Right.
Nope.
right.
Yeah.
Haven't had it. That's
Yeah.
the
I was
one
just
or
looking
other.
up the
got
monkeypox
it.
thing, and apparently we had our first case yesterday in a
Ugh.
different state.
Of
So
monkey.
That's fun.
It has nothing
Yeah,
to do
the
with
monkey.
monkeys at all. That's the
Yeah.
funny part. Absolutely
really?
nothing to do with
Is it
monkeys.
similar to like chickenpox?
Like smallpox.
Smallpox.
They're rounder than chicken pox, from the pictures I saw.
The main thing is
Or-
there's lymph node swelling. That's the key distinguisher between that and something like smallpox or chickenpox, even if there's lymph node swelling. So
That's like the mumps. So it's kind of a cross between the mumps and chickenpox.
well, lots of things swell lymph nodes, right? So I don't know. I know nothing about it. I just heard about it today too, like many of you going, what
I heard
is
about
that?
it.
Yeah, I'd never heard of it until I heard it mentioned today and I didn't.
Yeah, the pictures are pretty gross.
Hmm.
Do I want to go Google this?
Sure.
No.
It's
I mean, the
this is
pictures
actually
I saw was all over their hands and arms and.
Oh,
and
Yikes.
pictures. Did you see it?
Yeah. Well, it
Sorry,
just
Lorena,
looks like
what were
they
you
got
saying?
scraped up. Like they
Oh.
were in a bad accident. That's what it looks like from the picture that popped up.
what I was gonna say. Where I am right now, we're in like our second week of like torrential rains. And so everyone is getting sick in Brisbane right now. Like it's
Oh.
kind of gross, and like there's
Is it your
mold everywhere. Like
winter?
all our
Oh.
doors are expanding.
uh-huh.
Like I
Is it
think we're
your
on our
winter time?
6th flood of the year.
Is this the time of year is this normal or is this unusual?
This is unusual. Like we normally have like a couple of like the storms kind of is like March or whatever, but like
Mhm.
by now we're normally just kind of getting a little cold, not like pouring flooding rains. Like
Yeah. How cold do you
it's been pretty
get?
bad, but you know,
How cold does it get where you are in the winter? Like,
I
freezing?
mean, I wouldn't say it gets really cold. I mean, I don't really know how it works with the Fahrenheit and Celsius
Okay, you can use.
changing, but like I don't know, about 18 is our cold, but I don't know what that equals to you guys.
It's probably 50 or something.
18 Celsius is cold?
You
I
say,
mean, for
Yeah.
Australia, or for in Queensland, that's cold.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What's
I was gonna
hot?
say,
Hot. I mean, it depends on the day. Like where I work, it's like it can get up to like 45 degrees.
oh my God,
Yeah.
that's
But I work in
horrible.
like a warehouse shed type thing. So like an average day is kind of like 28, 30.
So pretty
Well,
warm,
that's hot.
I was gonna say, and it's fall right now, right?
right?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah. Autumn, fall.
Wow.
What'd you say? What was that, Lorena?
Oh, I was just saying, You call it fall, we call it autumn, you know.
Autumn. I thought I thought that's what you were saying was what you call it, and I missed what you'd said. So yeah, I always forget that it's not fall in all the places they used to.
I mean, fall makes sense.
Well, our trees actually lose their
Southern
leaves.
climate
so
is
it
kind
may
of
fall.
like southern Arizona almost, except you
What's the
probably get a lot more
temperature?
rain because we're a desert, but
Yeah,
the
right.
temperature range is pretty close to what they get.
What's the
Mhm.
temperature where you are, Ricky?
Right now it's about 12 degrees Celsius. So that's just
It's
lovely.
84 here. That isn't a good thing.
Yeah, because it's late. Well, it's not super late for you, Kathleen, yet, but it's getting late and it doesn't cool down a whole lot overnight.
No, it doesn't. And that's the big thing. Everybody says, oh, it was 100 degrees here. But when it's 98 at 5:30 in the morning when you let your dog out, that's the whole,
Yeah.
the house never cools off. The bones of the house never cool off. You can't open the window or anything.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the problem.
We don't
Well,
have
but
that
then you
much.
take that and then you add the humidity like I have here.
Yeah.
And the humidity adds anywhere from 10 to 15 degrees to that.
Yeah.
How does the humidity act inside? I mean, I know how the humidity feels outside, but when you're inside the house, do you still feel some of that humidity? Yeah.
I'm feeling it right now. I don't know why. It got really, just about 30, 40 minutes ago, it just started getting really like it's cool in here, but I'm wet. I'm you know,
Huh.
I'm in, and it's only 58 degrees outside.
Well, here right now it's 81 and it feels like 84.
Do you
Yeah.
have a regular furnace or do you have like a heat pump or what have you got, Shelley?
Furnace and air and central air.
What's
And I
that?
have the central air on, actually. It came on because heat rises and I'm on the third
Because it-
floor of the building.
Yeah,
Heat
Yeah.
rises.
We've also got some thunderstorms.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
it was okay today in the shade. We had a nice breeze. Because when I went the window guy, we sat out on my front porch. And but then it got hotter.
Yeah. And
And then
St.
humidity-
Louis, you can get really, really humid. Because
Well,
they have
we've got the two rivers.
rivers. They got the Missouri River and the Mississippi
Yeah,
River.
we got the Missouri River coming this way and the Mississippi going this way. And we're right there at the joint. And then we've got the Illinois River
coming the
coming
other-
from the other direction a little bit to the north. So
It's really humid. Being on the Mississippi River, I can't even describe it. My sister lived in Clinton, Iowa, on the, like 3 blocks from the Mississippi River. And I would drive down there to visit her. And as I got to her town and right on the river, it was like the humidity just closed in on you. It's horrible.
That's a perfect.
I remember
in Florida
many
constantly.
years ago,
Florida would be like that.
I guess it was about 20, little over 20 years ago, because Dennis was 10 and he's in his early 30s. We went to New Mexico to Philmont Scout Ranch, which is in it's in the mountains.
Mhm.
And it's nice and dry.
Dry.
And it was really funny because every day it rained at 4:00 and it rained for 30 minutes.
In the summer, right?
monsoon.
Yep.
Monsoon season. Yep,
Summer monsoon.
And
Yep.
this was like June or July.
Yep.
it's predictable.
But every day at 4:00 exactly, it would rain for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It was really weird. And then we get, we're driving and as soon as we got into Missouri, it was so funny because we'd stopped at a rest stop and, to do whatever you do at a rest stop. And Dennis got out and then he started dancing around the car. Humidity. Because we didn't have it in New Mexico
Yeah,
or
it's really dry.
Texas.
And he liked it? Oh, God, I hate it.
Oh, I mean, he was 10.
I know,
Okay.
I know.
When I moved to Colorado, that was one thing that I got used to because I loved to hike back then. And so I knew in Durango where I lived, it was about 1 o'clock. And so I knew that if I was going to do any hiking, I had to be out and home by 1 o'clock. Otherwise I was going to get rained on.
But you know, I mean, I lived at the Grand Canyon for a couple years, and it would do that in the summer. It would rain every afternoon, you know, and
Yeah.
you'd come across the canyon, and then
Yeah.
it would hit, but it would be like 15 minutes and it'd be gone, and you just learn to deal with it, you know.
Yeah.
Well, and if you know it's going to happen and it's going to
Yeah.
happen, if it's predictable, you plan for it. Okay.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
can work
okay, the
around
dogs
it.
have to go out. Nope, can't go out between 4 and 4:30 because it's going to rain and they won't go potty in the rain.
Yeah.
Jason, I mean, he was so funny when it snowed. And we had a couple of big snows for us. We had like 10 inches one day. And he, you know, goes out the side door, jumps and gets in the snow. And as soon as he hit the snow, he's burrowing out and ran right back in the house. Yellow snow, but you know, he wouldn't have any more part of it until the snow was gone.
I've
Or-
never even seen snow.
Oh, you poor thing.
Whereas our husky, he loved the snow.
Count your blessings.
One day.
Cold and wet.
First time it's wonderful. The second time, not so much. And by the end of the winter, it's like, oh my God. I don't, you know, by April and it's snowing and you're going, no, not again. And it's
Well,
snowing
you know,
in
and then you think,
Colorado.
okay, well, it's April. It won't last that long.
It doesn't. But now they had a big snowstorm in Colorado today. Yeah, Denver and Colorado
I know.
Springs are getting,
I heard about that. That's weird.
yeah. And
I
then
was
my-
living-
Ellen was talking about it, and we were asking little Annabelle.
yeah, and it was snowing. The family that they'll be here tomorrow, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's heavy, Lorena. That's the other thing. You have to shovel it out of the way because it blocks things. And it's
Oh,
quite
really?
heavy depending on the type of snow.
Yeah, there's dry snow and there's wet snow, and the wet snow is heavy.
And it's
Very
difficult to drive on too. That's the other thing is it actually, you're
Packs.
driving on ice. The more it gets compressed.
Yeah.
So it's a whole different type of driving on snow than it in an ice basically. So it's
Yeah,
part of
I
our,
lived in Utah when my kids were little, and snow is beautiful to look at and terrible to drive in.
Yeah,
Yeah, David has a friend that lives in near Salt Lake City. And you know, he would talk about, the snow, and we were, so, well, we got, 10 inches here and it pretty much crippled us. He goes, only 10 inches? Oh, come on. I mean, it's got to be at least 24 inches before, he's gotten stuck and had to wait for a snowplow to dig him out.
Mhm.
It's nothing for him. You just keep your emergency stuff in the car. And he's talking to David, well, don't you have your blanket and blah, blah, blah. And Dave goes, no. He goes, well, didn't your Aunt Nancy tell you? Yeah, she told me. Well, are you going to listen to her? I guess so.
Have to learn the hard way.
so you probably keep like emergency water in your car, right? That kind of thing
Yes.
for, you don't you keep a bag of emergency cat litter, right? So that you have traction to put under
Yes.
your tires in the snow and to add weight on the back tires. And then you always keep a heat source with you, some way to make heat, because everyone at some point in their life has been stranded somewhere in the snow. It's just, and in the winter, we pack our car with you put in an extra set of warm clothing for each person, extra gloves, extra snow pants, extra hat. You just do, because
I just throw my sleeping bag in and a
Yeah.
candle, because if you
Yeah.
really were to get stuck, a candle is enough to warm the interior of your car.
Yeah.
And a
Those,
downstairs.
those hot hands and hot feet work real good too.
Oh yeah, those
Yeah.
little packs.
oh, those hot packs are great. Yeah. Thank you.
I don't even
Costco.
know a person who owns a heater.
Oh, you wouldn't. Why would you? Yeah.
Yeah, why would you?
Air conditioning, yes.
Hmm.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it would be the same kind of down where Kathleen is.
Where are you again, Kerry? I know
I'm in
you're in
Prescott.
Arizona. You're in where?
I'm
Prescott.
in Prescott.
Oh, well, it's cooler where you are.
Well, it is cooler, yeah, and we wanted Arizona because I needed to escape the snow, but I didn't want the heat that you guys get down in the valley there, so
Mm.
we settled on here, and so we seldom get
Would you
snow,
mind
or at
here?
least seldom get much snow, and
Will
we
you put
seldom get
wipes
the
on your
insane
ears?
heat either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to
I'm-
put your sweater on?
I'm in Glendale, but I'm in the northern, Glendale has fingers all over. And
Yeah.
I'm up by the preserve area, right at the edge of the mountains.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
And so I'm a little cooler than downtown Phoenix, plus I'm on that lake.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, what was it, 90? I didn't even check, but it was high 90s today.
yeah.
And it had been 105 earlier this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't
Already,
get, we
already.
rarely get over 100. Once in a while we do, but it's pretty rare.
Yeah.
I really loved living at the canyon because it would be up in the 90s during the day, but at night it would be down 60.
Yeah, that's the problem. It doesn't cool off. I think in Prescott, it does cool off a little at night.
Yeah.
For me,
Does.
it
It
doesn't.
does. I
Yeah.
often open the windows at night, yeah.
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 I would live in Flagstaff any day.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
because
We
I
were
get
up at
snow.
the
I
canyon a
get
couple
lots-
weeks ago.
What's that?
We were up at the canyon a couple weeks ago. My husband and I, we went up there for our anniversary and we stayed 3 nights. It was really nice. I had not been there for a long time.
Stay at the El Tovar.
No, we stayed at Bright Angel Lodge in one of the
I started
cabins.
I started out at the Bright Angel,
Oh, did you?
working the front desk. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we stayed in one of the cabins, the Red Horse cabin. I don't know if that was there when you were there because
I
they
don't
had
know, is
changed
it right on the
branding.
rim?
Right
Is
on
it
the
right-
rim, yeah.
Yeah, I can tell you a story about those cabins. There was
Yeah.
a family that was in one of those cabins right on the rim one night, and they came into the front desk. It's probably 10 o'clock at night, and they're just reeking of skunk
Oh, no.
because a skunk got underneath the cabin, and then
Oh,
got in a fight with another skunk or with a raccoon or
no.
something, and sprayed underneath the cabin, and it just everything they owned. Everything
Oh, my God.
they had like 2 or 3 kids, and we had to take all of their clothes, and we industrially washed them for them,
Yeah.
and put them in another cabin, and they had to take baths, and I don't know what they used
Yeah.
but it was late at night, but we did everything we could for that. And I'm
Yeah.
sure they laughed about that for years and years
Well,
after.
that's a story for sure. You're gonna never forget
It's
that one.
an adventure at the canyon, yeah. But yeah, I worked there, and I worked at the El Tovar, and I worked at one of the other
Yeah.
hotels. Yeah. Yeah.
Lorena, what do you do?
So I work for Australia Post. So I do all like the parcels and packages and like sort that type of stuff. So yeah.
A huge warehouse.
Pardon, what was that? Sorry?
I said in a huge warehouse.
Yeah, so it's a massive warehouse. And
So you're not a
so
deliverer,
we
you're a-
sort not just Australian stuff, but like we do overseas stuff as well. So like
Yeah.
sending it out to different countries. Yeah.
Anastasia, what do you do?
I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm raising my sons.
Great.
My girl.
And a girl.
Right? Yeah.
How old are your kiddos?
My oldest is 5 and my youngest is 2.
Oh, you are deep in the trenches, girl. Look at
Yeah.
you. Right? That's the trenches, 5 and 2.
I know.
Everybody's watching you pee all the time. That's what that is.
That's what that means.
No privacy at all.
No privacy.
No.
That's the way I am with dogs.
That's
I cannot, you cannot walk in the bathroom without a dog.
That's pretty funny. Mine are, I have a 7, a 10, and a 12. So I'm just heading out of the everyone watching me pee phase and heading into the everybody smells phase.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And then it'll be the don't talk to me phase event. You're not quite there
Yeah.
yet.
No, they still like me for the most
Yes, they
part.
like
I'm not
you.
embarrassed.
But the 12-year-old is getting on the edge there.
I know.
Well, and then you
I
get
know.
that, no, mom, no, we can just, you don't have to hug me. No. Fortunately, I will say fortunately for David and Danny both, and actually all of my sister's kids. I mean, they were teenagers and they were still, hugging us. In fact, one time it was so funny. I overheard David, one of his friends going, "You still hug your aunt?" And Dave goes, "Why not? I love her." And he goes, "You did it in public." And he goes, "Well, so?" Because he goes, "I love her." He goes, "You don't do that anymore." He goes, Dave goes, "Not in our house. We still do."
Yeah, we always hug.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be
And he goes, "Why don't you hug your mom?"
They wouldn't
"Are you
talk to me, but they'd
kidding? You
hug
want me
me.
to hug my mom? Well, yeah. Don't you think don't you love your mom? Yeah. Well, don't you think your mom would like a hug? Well, I guess. Well, then hug your mom. I
My
mean,
kids are pretty cuddly. They're still cuddling with me. So I think I got a few more years,
Good.
but
You've
I'm sure
probably
it'll
got
happen
a few.
eventually.
You've got a few more years. Then you have grandkids, and the grandkids do like to hug.
Mhm.
But
Until they get, until
I
they
have
get it,
17.
and then they're kind of, and then they get older, and then they go, "Oh, well, why didn't I do this?"
You have 17 grandchildren?
I do
That's
Wow.
brilliant. How many kids did you have?
4.
Oh, okay.
Wait, they each have 4.
My daughter has 9 children.
Why?
Wow.
Yeah, I have one son that has, and the others have normal amounts, but my daughter has 9 children.
Oh my
Her
God.
all her own. Gave birth to 9.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
And she
aside
lives
from
12
the-
minutes from me, and I am still very busy helping drive people around.
I can imagine.
I bet.
Okay,
You're
I'm gonna be
great,
so
Lindsay.
blunt. How does someone afford 9 children? The logistics.
Well,
of
he
very
has a good
interesting.
job, but now that her youngest is in kindergarten, she is teaching. And I mean, she'll have 3 in college in the
At the same
fall
time. Yeah, wow.
at the same
wow.
time.
Mhm.
We had a family in scouting that had 13 children.
Mhm.
How?
All their own.
Most of them were their natural children. Some were adopted. It was an African-American couple. He had an excellent job. They homeschooled all their children.
Okay.
Um,
Just even the food alone. To
I
me
know
is
food.
it
Oh,
was, I'll tell you, it was the funniest thing. I mean, and they were a very dark color. Okay. They were like caravat dark. And there was this one that, it was when Julie, who's now 17, she was a baby. We'd shown her, I'd show pictures of all my great nieces and nephews. And and he goes, "Aunt Nancy." And he called me, all their kids called me Aunt Nancy. Okay. And he said, "Can I have this picture?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "Why do because he'd met her. He was at my house one time doing a merit badge, and he was playing with her while I was with the other brother doing the merit badge. So, he got her picture, and he's going, he went to some kind of social event, and he showed this friend of his this picture. He goes, "Yeah, that's my baby." And they're going, "What?" Now, Julie is not, Julie is strawberry blonde hair. Okay. As white as you can get. And he's going, "Yeah, that's my child." And they're going, "What is there?" He goes, "Yeah, that, he had them convinced that she was his. In fact, he had asked his dad, because like I said, she was here. He goes, "Hey, Dad, can we adopt her?" because he wanted a white little sister.
I need a white sister.
Yeah, I still see myself as the child. I'm only 20, so
Well, in
Yeah.
this group, yeah,
No
you
children.
do.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, Rick
Yeah,
is
but you have it all ahead of you.
I'm probably either me or Emmanuel might be the next. I don't know. Anastasia might be giving. Actually, she's probably giving me a run for my money. I just turned 40, so I'm not the littlest anymore.
I'm 34.
Oh yes. Okay. Yay.
Well, I think I have you all beat.
I mean, you're still a child.
Sure.
And the
But
rest of
Kathleen,
us
you do
can
not
be-
look like you're 70. Like that's the thing.
75.
Yeah, I know. I would
I
never
do.
have guessed that.
Oh,
Never.
well, I am. But yeah, my youngest grandchild is 5. And my oldest grandchild is 21. I had 3. I have 3 graduating from high school this week.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Wow. You got a lot of great grandbabies coming your way, girl.
Yeah, don't have any yet. None of the
They're gonna
2
come
that
en
are,
masse.
yeah, it will. It'll happen just like the others, like they
And-
happened with my kids. They were all happening at the same time.
My sister has 4 kids and the oldest is 43 and the youngest is 31. And not one of them, well, first of all, not one is married. And none of them have kids either.
But
And
you know, you don't have to be married to have kids.
no, you don't, but none of them have kids.
They don't, not either. They're not married.
They're
And they don't
not
have
even
kids.
married. 2 of them are engaged now,
Sure.
finally. But
Yeah, I don't know what will
they had a
happen.
terrible time settling down. They just, you know, work, but they just couldn't settle.
Yeah, the 2
That's
oldest
it was
grandkids
not
are
one of
focusing
those-
on school.
It's
One's in law school.
different. It's different with the generations now.
Yeah.
That's just not a priority.
Well, some of my friends' kids, it's the same thing. They're in their mid-30s and they're just now getting to that point, you know, that 30 years ago or 40 years ago, by your mid-20s, you were there.
Yeah,
And
I
that-
was done with the 4 kids when I was 31.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a whole different world.
Well, thinking about you got to start with housing, right? There's no way you're going to start having kids for the most part unless you can afford a place to live. And finding a place to live these days
Exactly.
that you can afford.
Well, now it's
Yeah.
getting worse and worse. Yeah.
Yeah, it's worse all the time.
But I don't think it's even to that point with the 3 older grandchildren that I have. They're
Yeah.
just focusing on school.
Yeah.
They're
right.
They're not
Not
thinking
even
about it.
thinking, no.
The
Crazy.
priorities are changing.
Yeah.
I mean, whereas like, you know, in my generation, of course, I wasn't one of them, but it was, you got married, you had kids, and you wanted to have all your kids by the time you were 30 so that you could, you know, they were raised so that by the time you retire, they're, you know, established in their careers and you can go off and do whatever you want.
That never happened and they ended up living with you and
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you know, okay, I've got, I mean, David lives with me because he didn't want me to be by myself. I would have been very happy by myself, but you know, and he's in his early 40s and he moved in with his 2 kids and well, Alex is 21 and Zach's 19. But, and the dogs, and then the dogs got more and the more and the more. And now I've got Julie and Morgan, which is another nephew's 2 kids temporarily, which kind of sounds like it's going to be permanent, but I don't mind the girls because they clean. So they'll clean the whole house. So I don't mind. I don't have to worry
how
about
old
it.
is Julie?
You know, 17
17, okay.
and Morgan's 22.
Okay.
What about you, Ann? You got some grandkiddos?
I have one grandson who's 12. And then I have 3 grandchildren that are, let's see, 24, 22, and 20.
Okay.
So that's my family. I have one son. I have a daughter. Well, I actually have a daughter that I lost to cancer 2 years ago. So yeah, she was 35 and no kids. She had no interest in having kids. So so that's my family.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been in Michigan. I was born and raised in Michigan, and I lived in Texas for 20 years. And I just came back to Michigan last fall.
Just in time for winter.
Just in time for winter. Yeah, there's something wrong with me. I know.
Oh, yeah.
What part of
Why do
Michigan?
you want to go to a cold place during the winter?
Is your son in Michigan?
Yeah, I moved back. I moved back because he's here in the same town that I am.
Yeah.
So I was down there kind of by myself. So I figured,
Time
I'm
to
at
move.
an age where it's time to get back with family again. So
I think that happens to a lot of people. They decide want to be with family. Yeah.
yeah,
Most of the people that move away from here move away because they want to be closer to family.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
moved
have
from
any
Cal-
family. I have no kids. I have only my one brother and my sister.
And
And
your sister who's here in
who's
Wisconsin.
there. Yes, who's there in Wisconsin, and my brother's in Wisconsin too. So
But you
Yeah,
only
I-
come back in the summer.
I moved from California to Arizona because all 4 of my kids were in Arizona, and now only one is.
wow.
But it's the one with all the kids.
Is it the one with the 9 kids?
The one with the 9 kids,
Well,
yeah.
you moved where you were needed.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, what?
I said you moved where you were needed.
Well, partially, there's a lot of reasons for the move, but things, they didn't, they all spread out for different reasons, work and such. So at this point, I mean, everybody's in the West still, so
Yeah.
I can, see people, get to people.
Right.
I
But
mean, my brother and sister are still in Missouri. They're both, my sister's is on a farm. My brother's on a farm. They like being in the rural areas. I don't. Not my thing.
Mhm.
And they've each got 4 kids.
And you ended up with half of them. No.
Well, but in the circumstances where I ended up half raising my sister's 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so each of them have 4 kids. Do they have 4 dogs to go with the 4 kids?
Yeah.
Seems like each of the kids that comes to her house brings a dog with them, so. You're a dog family.
It's kind of gotten that way. I mean, and it's kind of funny because, I mean, growing up, I had a couple of cats and then I had to get rid of them because Dad was allergic to them. And then after Dad died, we had a couple of cats. And then after Mom died, the cat didn't make it. So we ended up, and David decided, well, you can't live by yourself. I'm like, why not? I mean, I kind of like to be by myself. Well, no, you need somebody. I mean, I'll move in with you and I'll help you. No, okay, fine. And he came with 2 dogs.
Yeah.
And then it became 3, and then 4, and then 5. Because, there would be somebody's, I think it was his ex-wife. We got Nala because his ex-wife was moving and she couldn't take the dog with her. And the dog was going to go to a pound and because Nala was a pit bull, they would have euthanized her. But Nala's a really good dog. So we got Nala. And then we got Major. It's another pit bull. And those are the sweetest dogs you'd ever want to meet in your lives.
Mhm.
And then we had, we encouraged 2 of the dogs to breed. One of my other nephews had a Chorky. And he,
Wow.
huh?
What's that?
You said
It's,
it's Yorkie?
it's-
I've never heard that one.
Yorkie. It's half Chihuahua and half
And
Yorkie.
half Yorkie.
Yorkie, okay.
Yorkie. And she produced 4 puppies. The only 2 that are still living are the 2 that are in my house.
Mm.
One of them is Asen. I helped deliver Asen,
Aw,
Yeah.
and he was the first to litter. He's the only one that's got the coloring he does. The others are all brown. And you know, you've seen Asen, he's not brown. And when he was born, he was a really light golden color. And that's that, you know, I said, okay, that's Asen. That's gonna be my dog. And the nephew that owned the female said, okay, Aunt Nancy, you can have that one. And then we ended up, and then that nephew passed away. And then we ended up with Tyga. And Tyga, it looks just like his mom. He's a, you know, he's kind of a nice golden brown, real pretty brown. But you put them next to each other, and Asen is like 14 pounds, Tyga's 10. So, and then we ended up with Tyga because he was with one of my nieces, and she let him get hit by a car. We thought he had died, but his jaw got messed up. Now we got him all fixed. So yeah, we got lots of dogs.
I wanted to ask everyone, I wanted to ask about the series. What's everyone's like number one favorite scene? Like it's your immediate go-to scene from any of the books.
When Gwen sings.
Yeah.
my favorite one's actually when she's trying to explain to Anu and Genio.
Genio,
Huh?
Genio.
Genio, yeah, about her being the pick, having been picked as the bride, because she's just like, you know, she can't figure out how to come right out and say it. And they keep making all these assumptions, and then you know that's just.
And then Asen comes out and just, you know, just one look goes straight to her, takes her hands. I was gonna wake you up.
Yeah.
You're like, oh,
Exactly. Yeah, that's one of my favorite ones to go back.
and then, you know, I mean, I love Anu. He's one of my favorite characters
Yeah.
because he's socially awkward.
Yes.
He just can't get, you know, he teases, and that's his way of showing that his affection. I love the interaction between him and LaRonda. And I was so happy when, you know, they actually got together.
Yeah.
My favorite scene is when Asen tells Gwen, you matter to me.
A good scene.
Yeah, that one is good.
Mine is when the Gwen siblings all sing.
Oh, yeah.
Every time I reread it, I'm like pouring tears.
Well, I'm pouring tears because George is running, you know, is flying away.
Yeah.
And then
And I
another
always
is
wondered, in fact, I even asked this one
Flying-
time, where is he flying to?
And then,
Because-
you know, Gwen is trying to tell Gracie and Gordy that, you know, she and Asen are a thing, and they're going, huh? What? No way!
Yeah, that one's good. Yeah, that's like my second favorite
That was a
one.
good one too.
Wait a minute, you're gonna be a queen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait.
I
What?
like I like the Shessup's bar
Oh, yeah.
scene a lot because you get to see the interactions of all these characters that don't usually play as big of a role, and
Mhm.
especially Anu and LaRonda, you know, they get into it and
Mhm.
with, you
And
know,
I've got to say that
the beer, you know, and that kind of thing.
that I love Brie.
Yeah.
I just absolutely love Brie. You know,
I
she's
mean, yeah. I-
out there, she's real. And, you know, she just doesn't take crap off of anybody, especially at the bride's reception. You know, when she's starting to go off on Teri and Gwen says, no, you can't do that. It goes, why not? Because that's my job.
Yeah, I love that.
And then she looks at Teri and says, I am displeased.
Yeah.
You know, something totally out of her character.
Mhm.
And, you know, they're going, what? What did you say?
Regal, assertive and regal. Yeah, yeah. I can't settle on a favorite scene because everything that everybody has mentioned, I love. One of my first favorite scenes, though, or my first favorite scene, I think, was when she has to prove the singing one, where she has to prove that she actually could have.
Oh, yeah.
And the way she looks
at the airfield.
afterwards, that look she gives Asen, like, ha, you know, I
I
just
showed you, you twerp. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Yep.
I just finished the third book, so I'm not very far. But my favorite is Gwen's freak out about the pyramid.
Oh my
during
God,
the-
yes.
Her rant. She just
Yeah.
ran.
I was gonna say which part, because she freaked out about a lot, but if you know, but definitely
in
Yeah,
general,
yeah,
all of
the
them.
whole
I don't want to spoil it for you, but you know, if you
don't pee on the pyramid.
when you get
you know.
spoiled, so I mean,
I'm in spoilers book, so
there's the pooping on the stones.
Don't pee on the pyramid.
Don't be on the
You know,
pyramid,
you
yeah.
can't do this. You know, this is an ancient. And you know, it's going. It will cut, and it's probably going to come out that the pyramids were not built by the Egyptians.
Well, I mean, that's what they say on Ancient Aliens here on Earth anyway. So
Well,
sure.
you know, they say that the Sphinx was built by the ancient Atlanteans. So
So other than Asen and Gwen, who are your favorite characters?
Anu.
LaRonda,
Rhonda?
yep.
Yeah.
Anu.
Actually, Asa's mom.
I like
Yeah,
Cosmic.
Stigmata too.
I like
I like
Aurora.
Cosmic a lot. I think she
Awala.
doesn't play a really huge role. Yes, Awala too. I love Awala, but I
Yeah.
like Cosmic. She's very quiet, but she's so
Mhm.
you know, she knows that she can't do very well, but yet she goes on, and you know, she's never going to give up on anything.
Quietly
And I
does.
love the relationship between Cosmic and Zell. It doesn't play a huge role, but before Win came out, and certainly before Survive came out, all of us were speculating on, and there was a big thread on the forums about who was Zell going to get together with, if anybody.
Oh, they or won't they, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is one pair that I never could see.
Oh, I can't.
I absolutely
I
could see
can't
it
because
from the
I
very
just see
beginning.
him overpowering her.
Mm-mm.
You know, she just
No,
doesn't.
she's
have-
got so much
He
strength.
will calm her down. He will calm him down. I mean,
Yeah.
because she is willing. Well, she's just so willing to take just what she did. She did not tell anybody when she had lost the air. Was
Yeah.
losing the air. She didn't tell anyone. Oh my God, I'm losing air. You know, I have a hole. I
No,
got.
she has
She's
a
very
very
brave.
And
she
she's
has a
very
very
brave.
quiet strength, and
Yes,
I
Yes,
do
very
see
much
that.
so.
But I just don't. I just still see Zell
Yeah.
overpowering her, and then I look at. I mean, I see the
No.
short glimpse we had of his mother, and I'm going, okay, that's gonna be her mother-in-law if they decide to get. Okay, how are they gonna get
End up getting
along?
one.
But
No, I
fortunately,
think-
she's a citizen, so you know it shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah. No, I always saw that
His
from the very
mother
beginning.
seems like a force to be reckoned with.
I kind
Whereas,
of agree with Nancy. I have trouble seeing them together. I can't put my finger on why, but it
yeah,
just
I mean,
doesn't seem-
whereas Care
Yeah.
and
I
Oala,
think it's because of their looks. You don't picture him with her.
It's not that because I
No.
mean, no, it's not that. It's just
Oh, really?
the personalities.
Yeah,
I just
different personalities.
don't, I've never seen it.
I think Zell has a very different side than we see in most of the books, though. And from the very beginning, I was like, no, Zell's going to get together with Hasmic, and I could absolutely see that.
No, it's just something I never did see
But
because
that's we all see different things in the book.
oh yeah, we do. And that's
Yeah.
the good thing about, I mean, and now I wasn't too surprised about Caravat and Lala. Although at one point, I think it was when we were still reading chapter by chapter, I was kind of thinking Kara was gay.
Really?
Because he wasn't impressed. He didn't show it that he was impressed by Gwen and her dress. But then when you figure out that, oh yeah, well, he and Lala had been together since they were 7 years old, then it makes sense. But I just kind of thought, okay, well, he must be gay if he's not, Googling her. He's all Google eyes, and the other guys are going, oh my God, is that really her? I mean, I really loved Asen's, she's got to, nudge him on the arm. Hey, Cass. Oh, what? I just thought it was so fun. And Gwen's going, oh, okay, well, yeah, he's noticing me. That's good. Not that I can do anything about it, but at least I know I can get him. But
And
he
after
still
reading-
wants to marry that thing.
After reading Ace and Blue, I love Awala even more. Like,
I have always loved her.
yeah,
She's so down to earth, and she was so pro Gwen.
yeah.
She saw something in Gwen from the very beginning.
Yep.
Well, she got in trouble with Asen at the beginning. Well, not the very beginning, but in Compete.
Well, yeah, maybe because she voiced her opinion.
Because she told Gwen that Asen cared about her.
She said, yeah, she's the one who said, you matter to me.
And I'll tell you, it was really fun. I don't know if you guys have watched Star Trek Picard.
Yep, I know. I love that line from Q.
Oh yes, when Q tells Picard, "You matter to me," and I'm going, "You stole that line."
Did you see where I had mentioned the other day that on not last night's episode? Oh no, sorry, wrong show. Last Sunday's episode of The Equalizer, that one of the characters, her best friend in high school, was named Vera, and Vera's ex-boyfriend was Logan.
Yeah, I saw that. Now Logan is a character I never liked.
Yeah, no, I couldn't stand Logan from the beginning. Yeah, I was under.
How can she like him? Okay, well,
Because she's had a crush on him from her childhood.
Yeah.
Well, he's the hot jock, and
Absolutely. Everybody has that point, or most people do have that point where they've got it, at the very least, they've got a crush on the football quarterback, or one of those, until you realize that maybe that's not the kind of person you're interested in after all.
And and then they kind of got, and then you find out that he was kind of using her, but then he grew to really like her, and then
I was gonna say, yeah, really, for me there was no kinda on that using her part,
then,
Definitely was.
The thing that got me was when they were on the ship, and he's trying to cozy up to her, and they're kissing goodbye, and instead of saying, "Oh, I'm gonna miss Logan," it's, "Oh, where's Asen?"
Oh, yeah, on her, where she's just, she hasn't quite figured out yet that
she's thinking about Asen.
Yeah,
Where's he at? I hope he didn't see me kiss Logan. And then Logan.
But in the end, she doesn't dislike him.
No.
No, I mean, she still likes him, but it's just she outgrew him.
Yeah, she just realized that was not the person for her. Yeah.
And then, and then poor Asen, especially in Asen Black, he realized, he reveals the fact that, okay, well, she's with him. I wonder if he, her.
Yeah.
And then, she's going, and of course, she doesn't know that. And we're going, Asen, shame on you. And then he finds out later, that she's a virgin, and no, they didn't. So, but then that makes that scene where right after right after the incident. No, the incident with the terrorists.
Oh, uh-huh.
Well, when he left my quarters this morning,
Right.
his comment about, I wonder if he's, makes more sense.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he did spend the night with her.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm.
So it kind of gives you, but then I was glad they were apart.
Mm.
It made me happy.
Well, we've got about 4 minutes before we're supposed to be ending this up. So does anybody want to throw in a favorite character or scene before we call it a night? Morning, whichever is appropriate for you. Yeah. Afternoon.
I want to say my favorite scene was when Gwen was on the observation deck saying goodbye to the Earth.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Asen was off
yeah.
watching her.
Yeah.
Yes.
And especially after reading Asen Black, when you
Mhm.
got his thoughts on, at that point,
yeah.
I'm not gonna, we've got people who haven't read it yet, right? So I won't spoil it, but
It's almost to the point where, you kind of felt in Compete that, when he finds her and she sees him that, he's hesitating. He wants to open his arms to her and hug her.
Mhm.
But, I'm the commander. I can't do that. She's my subordinate. And then after you read it in Asen Black, you realize, yeah, he really did want to give her a hug.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Wasn't
And
that,
she would have accepted it.
wasn't that after the breach?
No, that was
No, it was
that
before
was-
that.
that was before the breach.
That
That's
was
when
when they're just leaving Earth's orbit, they
Yeah,
just
it was
passed,
fairly
like,
early on.
Mars or something.
You
Oh,
okay, Kerry?
it's when they just finished. They just passed Saturn
Okay.
yeah,
That's
right.
okay.
No,
Yeah.
that one.
and the
Then-
small and the pale
Yeah.
blue dot.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
when he's watching her on the
And
observation.
you know that if it was possible that they would, that's where their connection was made.
Yeah.
But they didn't realize it.
Yeah. And that,
Well, and it was so sad to see the early part of that scene where she was saying goodbye to Earth and giving, just her thoughts and that,
mhm.
that this is her home and it's gone kind
Yeah.
of thing. That always makes me really sad. And then when you see him over there in the shadows,
Realizing
that's-
that, she's trying to say goodbye to everything she's ever known. And then he's
Mhm.
trying to remember, well, what was how did I feel the first time I left Atlantis?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he knew he was coming back, and she believed that she was never coming back, and not only leaving behind Earth, but leaving behind her family or
Mhm.
some of her family. So it's very, very different, more intense, certainly.
The other scene I think I love Compete as my favorite book because I think so many of my
I have
favorite,
because that was more character driven.
yeah. And my favorite part of that is one of the favorite scenes of just how well it was written was at the moment after they breach. And
Yes.
and it's suddenly they're in this vast quiet that
Mm.
With stars everywhere.
And
stars-
she's stuck with Hugo.
and she's stuck with
Yeah,
Hugo.
yeah.
But it's still this awe.
Not a bad place to die.
Before the fear sets in, it's just like, oh my God, and then everything kind of.
What? I was going to say, I don't think anybody would have blamed her at all if she'd accidentally kicked Hugo out an airlock.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. they
What
would.
happened to him? He just disappeared. Okay, yeah, because if there was, that was probably like my, if you which character did you want to just, murder the most?
Well, yeah, he was one that, and then, after they get back to the ship and so forth, and then you find out, oh, well, you get to choose. I changed my mind. You get to choose a new partner. Okay, did Asa have anything to do with this? Okay, I wonder, because he realized that it was Hugo's fault that they breached.
That they breached in the first place. Yeah.
They didn't want that to happen again. And then, she ends up with Chiyoko and, they come in what, 5th place?
Yeah.
And, Hugo is way down at the bottom.
Yeah, because it can never be the guy's fault. It always has to be the woman's
Yeah.
fault.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I gotta say, during the jump, when Ace and Gwen have their moment together, I remember reading it just cheering. I was like, yes, yes.
Charm came in while I was gone. Hi, Charm. She's on mute, I guess. So, but I love the picture with the.
Hi, yeah, I was out. Now I'm here.
Hi,
Yeah.
hi, Charmaine.
Hi.
Nice to hear you.
I remember when you
Teri,
were making all the origami cranes. You got your 1,000, or
I know.
oh, you
No,
didn't get to the 1,000.
I made enough. I ran out of paper.
Is someone getting married or just making them?
I was making them for a while to deal with some stress, and I was also making them. We were waiting for, was it one of the books to come out?
Right.
I think
Oh,
it was
it was
Survive,
Survive.
'cause it was quite some time
Was
ago.
it Survive?
Was it
Yeah,
Survive?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that now, that there were a couple people making.
It was,
Yeah, there were so many times I'm like, oh, you guys, I can't say anything. I know this, but I can't say anything.
That's one reason why I never wanted to be a beta reader, because I think that, well, first of all, it would be hard not to say anything, but second of all, I wouldn't have been surprised if I had accidentally said something and then, oops, I wasn't supposed to say that. I'm not
You learn,
practiced at
You learn.
keeping secrets.
you learn. And then when I'm in doubt, I will text Vera and say, hey, can I say this? Yeah, you can go ahead and say that. Or, hey, or she'll text me and say, hey, they're going in the direction where I don't want them to go. Steer them in the wrong direction. Because I know what's going to happen, but I don't want the fans to know. So she'll text me and say, steer them in the wrong direction. Okay, then I'll
really
put up
doesn't
something
want
really
people
clear.
like saying, speculating what might happen, and it is right on to what she's maybe already written or has planned, but she doesn't want anyone to ever think that she's taking her ideas from the group.
From somebody else. Yeah.
Yeah, someone else.
So,
And
I mean,
she's
she'll
very
she'll
careful
come to one of
not to
us.
let people get too close. Or
A lot of times, she'll come to one of us, steer them in the wrong direction. Okay, that's fine. How about if I do this? Okay, that's perfect.
Oh, so now we're going to doubt anything that you say, right? Anything that we read from you, we're going to say, oh, yeah, that really
Okay,
is.
you gotta understand as a beta, okay, I know things you don't.
Mhm.
But I am sworn to secrecy on my solemn oath,
Of course.
okay?
The fingers are crossed on the other hand.
My solemn oath. That I not tell.
he's a Boy Scout.
Yeah, I mean, I was a Boy Scout leader for 30 years, so I can use that. But yes, sometimes I will steer you in the wrong direction.
I think that's kind of good though. Because
But sometimes I will also steer you in the right direction.
because
You never know when I'm telling the truth or when I'm not. And like Dr. House likes to say, people lie.
Well, and I would just rather, I didn't read any of the previews that were posted on whatever that site is. because I want to wait and read the whole thing together, the whole story.
I started with Wattpad and I didn't end up liking that and stopped doing it for that very reason.
Yeah, you'd read a chapter and then you're going, okay, now where do we go?
And
from
then when you
here
get the
kind of
whole
thing.
book, you read that again, and you can't remember which is
Yeah.
what.
But see,
Yeah.
the thing is with Wattpad, a lot of times things change from the time she's first put it out on Wattpad.
Right.
Now with the big books, she will send us a block of chapters at a time.
You mean
But
for
on the, it's
Wattpad?
beta.
Okay.
So I'll
for
have
beta,
like
yeah.
10 chapters. And then, you know, we're going back and forth. I mean, being a beta is not easy. And there's, you know, like fans on Facebook. Oh, I want to be a beta. I want to, you know, but they don't realize what we have to do.
Mm.
We're checking for continuity. If Gwen said somebody's eyes were hazel and then in the, you know, in the new book, they're brown. Nope. Oh, wait a minute. You know, you said they were hazel or they were this color, you know, Gwen described it as this and Asen's describing it as this. You know, they have to be at least close, or maybe she forgot a character when she's describing something. Those are our jobs, you know, to pick up those things. And then of course the math, that's Liz and I. We do the math to make sure the math is right. I know the timelines. There's a lot of stuff we know. And there's a lot of stuff we'll share and there's a lot of stuff we won't. Because I don't want to spoil it for you. I want you to be surprised.
I loved Wattpad. I loved reading a chapter and then hopping on the forum and speculating about, and you know, there's all those oh my God moments and speculating about what's coming next. And I loved using it.
Well, you know, in the early days of the forum before, you know, we were more connected. Like I said, you know, Liz and I were psychically connected.
Mhm.
I would wake up at 3 a.m. and check. Oh, there's a message from Liz. Okay, there must be a new chapter.
Yeah.
And you know, and I got to get up at 6, so I'm up at 3, read a chapter, and then I have to go back to bed. But you know, I would at least text Liz back. Okay, I read the chapter. I'm going back to bed. And she'd leave me alone. And now, you know, of course, she can actually contact me. So it's not as much fun. But, you know, I mean, those were good days. We had a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
that'll never come back that way, I don't think, but it.
Yeah.
it
Now
went-
Liz can actually, you know, text me and say, Nancy, wake up. Liz, leave me alone. Although there were a couple of times there was a chapter and she was sleeping. And so I did the 3 o'clock in the morning for her. And so we
I
got
miss
that.
the forum because I think we got into much deeper discussions there than you can do on Facebook, because the Facebook doesn't have the categories and questions and things that you can follow along. And
The forum is very overwhelming for some folks.
It is, and I can
But
see
it
why a
is-
lot of
it
people
is more
wanted
fo-
Facebook, but it's definitely.
It's more focused.
It's more focused and it's you can get into much deeper discussions.
Very much so, yeah. Facebook is very surface and you would see different feeds. You see different things on different days and different people see different things. And you
Yeah.
can see it all, whereas
Yes, Kerry, everybody can see the Pegasi.
yeah, the forum can get overwhelming, but it's all there.
But everybody cannot talk to them.
Okay, I was right. Yeah. Brandy's got it goofed up a bit, so I have to tell her. Okay, thanks.
Well, I was
To
just
get access to this forum,
I'm
What?
sorry, what?
the forum thing that you guys are talking about,
Oh, the
Yeah.
tag forum, yeah.
It's like
is that like on Discord? Is that?
Oh, go to
no,
tag.fan.
Pro
You're
boards.
going to hear me if you come to opening tomorrow morning, you're going to hear me say a lot about tag.fan. I think I say that about every other word. It's like
And
some of
one
my
those,
favorite.
it'll have a link to the forum.
Yeah,
And it is overwhelming at first
scroll to the
because when
bottom.
I got in, Win hadn't even been released yet, and there were still thousands of pages and questions. And
I was in the.
it took me a
very-
long time to wade through them to the point where I felt like I kind of understood what people had been talking about. So I wasn't asking the same questions that everybody else had already asked and everything like that.
I
And it
was
took
in,
a while
I
to
guess
get
from
up
the,
there.
I was like,
Actually start
was in
participating.
the first 10 people that got in. But yeah, I mean, the later people that got in, yeah, it can be very overwhelming.
Yeah, there's a lot there, but it's really fun to read. Some of the, now a lot of the discussion is going to be quite old because all the books are out, but there was a lot of speculation on what was going to happen. And even now it's kind of fun to go back there and read some of those, what crazy things people thought might happen. And some did and some didn't.
Yeah, and a lot of us had right answers and a lot of us had wrong answers.
Yeah.
And that's just as much fun. But I think, Terry, aren't we past time?
Yes,
Yeah,
we are, but we were
we're
having a
close
good
to-
time, so I didn't shut everybody down. But yeah, so it's 1:11 in the morning. So technically we're overtime now. And I'm wanting to just say thank you to everybody for coming and chatting and making it a fantastic couple of hours, plus, you know, the previous 2 hours if you were there too. So yay, thanks everybody.
Yay.
And just so that you know, the previous 2 hours is already on Discord on the YouTube link.
Right.
Oh, cool.
And this 2 hours will go up sometime in the morning because I'm not going to stay up to do that
Yeah.
tonight.
Well, I did that while, you know, we were.
Oh yeah, you could do it while this was
Yeah,
going
you
on.
could do
But
it while we were
I need
chatting.
to get to bed pretty soon myself so I can get up
Well,
early.
yeah,
I
yeah, me
gotta get
too,
up.
because I have to get up early and so that I can be chipper enough that I can read what I need to read in the morning.
Right, and I know that it was past time to feed the cats because that's pretty much the only reason the one that I was holding was here and the other one is showing up now. So they're like,
Well, fortunately, Asen doesn't eat late, so.
yeah, they usually eat about 12:30, and so they're just like, you're late, we're starving, we're gonna die.
Yeah,
Isn't that
we're gonna
normally
do it early,
what
but
time-
they
isn't
need
that
to go
normally
outside
when you get
before they go
home?
to bed, so.
Okay, two people were talking at the same time, didn't catch all that.
Isn't it normally the time you get home from work?
No, I get home from work. Like if I have to go to the office and I stay there till 10, I'll usually get home about 10:30. But I usually feed them right before I leave. So that's 12:30 and then they get fed twice a day and I try to make it 12 hours apart. So hence the 12:30 and 12:30. So
Well, I generally feed, I mean, I feed Asen once a day. And I put, you know, the food in his dish and then he just kind of nibbles all day long.
yeah, I have a big like Kenji sized kitty almost, and that he will try to eat everything all at once. And so we had to split his food out today.
Well, I have to watch 2 of the extra dogs we have because baby Mac, that's what I call him, because he's only like 5 months old. If he comes in my room and he sees food, he will eat it.
Sure.
He doesn't know any better. He's 5 months old.
Yeah.
Puppies
You know,
are.
so
hungry
he'll
all the
eat all
time.
of, you know, what's in Asen's dish if Asen hadn't eaten it all yet. And then Asen looks at me like, Mommy,
My food is gone.
where's my food?
Yeah.
Okay, Asen, I'll give you some more food.
Mhm.
You know, but he's, you know, he's kind of and then I've got the snacks are in my room.
Yeah.
Well, thanks
Okay,
everybody. I'm going to go ahead and
It was
call it a night for everybody.
it was a
So
good evening.
Good night, ladies. See you tomorrow.
we'll see.
Thank you very
Bye.
much. Thank you
Bye.
very much for putting this together. It's always
See everyone
enjoyable.
Yes,
tomorrow.
thank you.
And there'll
Thank
be
you
more-
all.
There are more chats throughout the con, so join any of them.
Yeah.
I have a question tomorrow that I forgot to ask tonight, so don't let me forget.
Okay.
Write it
Kathleen
down.
has a question.
Yeah, write it down.
Yes, Kathleen, what is it?
I should know the answer to this. Hasmik is Armenian,
Yes.
but where was she living when she came in to try to qualify?
Boston.
Boston.
Boston, Kerry, yeah. I knew Kerry would know it.
Thank you.
That's a good trivia question, but we don't have it as a trivia question.
Yeah, how she got to Boston, we don't know.
Well, I kept thinking if she's
don't know the
Armenian,
backstory.
I was thinking she would have
She was
been
an
one
Armenian
or the other.
refugee, and they settled in Boston.
Right.
Yeah. But we
Because
don't
she
know.
does, she talks about Boston and the fact that she liked to crochet. And that she called herself a hooker, and she was told that wasn't a good
I
thing.
know, that was
I
funny.
remember hearing that, but
That was
somehow I
very
didn't pick up the Boston thing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay,
You're welcome.
awesome.
Good
Good night, ladies.
everyone.